There's a lot of Mazda fans that watch my content. I am a Mazda fan. There's no doubt about it. From the history of the rotary engine to the history and the excellence that is the Mazda Miata and all the amazing and fun products they made throughout the years, Mazda is the little engine that could essentially be in a small Japanese brand compared to Toyota, Nissan, and Honda. But I have really exciting topics to talk about with Mazda. Masahiro Moro, the CEO of Mazda, sat down with Car and Driver for an interview, and there's a plethora of gold nuggets in here for us to pick out and to talk about. So guys, if you're a Mazda fan and you're excited about the future of Mazda, hit that like button, subscribe for more Mazda updates. The CX-5 is the next new product that I'm aware of that we should be getting a reveal of by the end of this year, and I will bring it to you guys here on this channel. We're going to talk Mazda 6 today. We're going to talk rotary engine. We're talking pickup trucks like B2000 spiritual successor. We're talking minivans. Masahiro Moro, their CEO, said the rotary engine is not an impossible dream, and he thinks it's a great engine to bring back in many different body types. We know that the iconic SP that I debuted for you guys on the channel, that was at least theorized as a plug-in hybrid with a twin rotor setup. But recently at, well, I shouldn't say recently, it's about a year ago now, at the multi-pathway workshop that Mazda had with Toyota and Subaru, Mazda showed, yes, the rotary engine could be used as a range extender slash series hybrid setup, but they showed it in a rear-wheel drive longitudinal engine setup with a hybrid, or should I say electric motor behind the twin rotor. So we would have a hybridized rotary engine sports car that could very much power, I think, the iconic SP rather than the iconic SP be a PHEV or an EREV. I don't think any Mazda fan would be interested in that. We want rotary engine to be directly connected to the wheels in some shape or form. If it has to be through a hybrid, well, so be it. At least we get one last crack at a rotary powered rear wheel drive sports car. But the reaction to the iconic SP was so good that Moro reinstated the rotary engine development team within a Mazda. So they've been hard at work. He said that the issue is that, and I saw an RX-8 in my kid's car line today. A mom drops her kid off in a white RX-8. It's pretty cool. Anyways, the issue with rotaries, they are not, one, very efficient. They're smooth as hell, and they sound great. Their emissions are not good either. But he said the team's been making great progress to make sure the rotary engine can be a viable propulsion source or a generator source for the batteries, right? An EREV, for example, for many different vehicle types. He says it is very difficult to get that rotary engine competitive with small turbocharged gas engines. And of course, at least when emissions, it's impossible to get it as efficient as all electric drivetrains. But his engineers are making great progress in meeting the emission standards of both the United States and Europe. It's a high hurdle, he says, but in the last year, the progress is very encouraging. The new generation of rotary engines will be seen in many body styles. He said he likes it because it's very narrow. I think he means narrow in the fact that it's not a massive engine that you have like the inline 6 3.3 liter that they have. Well, that can only be used in rear wheel drive setups. The rotary is a very small modular engine. I mean, you can stack rotaries on it. So you have a twin, a tri-rotor setup, quad rotor, but you can twist and turn that rotary engine. It's very space efficient, insanely space efficient. So you can have it in a front wheel drive setup where it can be used as a rotary range extender. It can even power the wheels in a front wheel drive vehicle, but also twist that engine 90 degrees, and it can be a direct power to the rear wheels in a sports car, or even something like their large platform vehicles like the CX-60 through 90. That could potentially have a rotary engine too and stack multiple rotaries in a series to get more power out of it. Moro also is interested in a sporty sedan. Well, we do have the Mazda 3, but he's talking about a bigger sporty sedan. All right. The sedan segment has shrunk, but there are many fans in that segment. I mean, the Mazda 6 fans are not insane, but there's like the passion for them is very, very impressive. And he says, we got a really beautiful concept. We already have this idea. We were able to install 6-cylinder, but marketability remains a concern. So the thing is, Mazda could have a Mazda 6 right now with an inline 6 turbo engine. Possibly with a manual, that would be amazing, but I doubt it. You can make a car like that, but if the price is too high, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, sedans nowadays, at least on the mainstream market, they're not really about performance, they're about efficiency, and maybe you could say handling, but they're not really burners anymore. Like a performance sedan is few and far between. You have like the Sonata, the Sonata inline is still around, but there's no TRD Camry anymore. There's no Mazda 6 or Mazda Speed 6. There's no 2-liter turbo, Honda Accord or V6 Accord anymore. So all those like higher performance end of mainstream sedans are dead. So this vehicle, this Mazda 6, future Mazda 6 would have an inline 6 and wouldn't be competing with any of the mainstream cars. It would have to be competing against the Germans essentially, or you could say Genesis. Genesis has rear-wheel drive sedans and an inline 6. Toyota, especially Lexus, really has the IS anymore. And that's the thing. The sedan market keeps shrinking. Why would they bring the Mazda 6 back? They have the platform with it. They would just have to modify their large platform that from the Mazda 6 CX-60 to the CX-90, shrink it down or just modify it to be in a sedan form. They could absolutely do it. But would it be profitable? Like, that's the thing. We're not in the 90s anymore. We can have 90 different variations of cars, emissions regulations, safety regulations. It's just too costly to develop new powertrains, new cars, new variations. It's very difficult. Unless regulations change around the world, we're kind of at a kind of a boring part of cars going forward where everything's just going to be a different flavor of the same, I guess, dish. Now let's talk pickup trucks. I've been saying this for years. Mazda needs to have a pickup truck. And Moro knows this. Moro-san says our coverage of the total industry is only 50% because they don't have a pickup truck. Well, they also don't have a minivan anymore. Rest in peace, the Mazda 6 and the MPV minivans that Mazda used to make. I wish Mazda still made minivans, but he said it's a good time to think about a future portfolio. Well, he's just throwing fluff out there. Aren't CEOs always thinking about the future portfolio? If you're not thinking about the future, your car company has no future. So Moro was asked about a small pickup truck, and we haven't seen Mazda with a pickup truck since the B2000 series in the late 2000s. Moro said we get requests from our data partners to see a small pickup truck, but we don't have the platform to do it. He goes on to say we could work with other OEMs to get it. Pickup truck is good for many people. Our coverage of the total market industry, of course, is only 50% because they don't have a truck. So, okay, let's talk about work with other OEMs. First candidate, without a shadow of doubt, would be Toyota. Mazda and Toyota have a joint manufacturing plant in Huntsville, Alabama, where they produce the Mazda CX-50, which I just heard those shipments are not shipping to Canada at the moment due to tariffs. But Toyota makes the Corolla Cross there. Mazda, in theory, doesn't have a body-on-frame platform. That's kind of what Moro's referring to. They don't have a body-on-frame platform. You can't make these trucks outside of North America because they would be hit with the chicken tax, which is now over 50%. All right, so that's why all trucks that are sold in North America are from North America to avoid chicken tax. Now, you also have the issue of the tariffs that could be hit on vehicles. But the thing is, if they qualify under the USMCA agreement, it doesn't really matter if they're made in Mexico, Canada, or the United States. I think they would all be hit with it due to their outsourced parts outside of North America. It's really, really ugly. Despite that, let's go back to Toyota. Their plant in Alabama is underutilized. And let's be real, guys. The CX-5 is close enough to the CX-50 that you don't need both. It's great that Mazda is the CX-50 to avoid potential tariffs. But I think Mazda could absolutely, along with Toyota and that plant in Alabama, either expand production or just cut production a little bit of the CX-50 and the Corolla Cross to make way for unibody pickup trucks. You don't have to develop a new platform. You just rework Toyota's C platform or K platform to be produced there. And then we have a straight up Maverick fighter. The Maverick that I just reviewed this week, I know it's gotten more expensive over the years. There's still nothing else like it. It is really well built. It is 42 miles per gallon in town, and it's just smooth. It's refined. It's quiet for such a cheap car. It's easy to move the kids in and out of. Like, I love the Ford Maverick. It's one of my favorite cars sold on the market today. And here's the entire rest of the industry saying, yeah, it would be great to have a small pickup truck, and just no one's made it. Mazda, why can't you just be Mazda and do it? Why do I mean be Mazda? Mazda's known for doing things out of the normal. Surprise us. The rotary engine's great. I love it's a part of your heritage. But I would honestly, as a fan of small pickup trucks and how little there are in the market, as I just reviewed what used to be a small pickup truck, the Tacoma and the TRD Pro coming at $70,000. Like, I want more affordable small pickup trucks that are efficient and are great city trucks. The old B2000 was that. And that was made in, I think, Flat Rock, Michigan, with the Ford Ranger. And the Ranger's gotten massive compared to where it used to be. We need small city trucks. Mazda and Toyota, they're wasting money. They're wasting time not having a small hybrid pickup truck to compete against the Ford Maverick, in my opinion. All right, the market would absolutely soak those up. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with the small pickup truck. They essentially say we're talking about it, and if we do it, we're going to work through another OEM. Toyota makes the most sense. Is anyone else? Well, they could contract through Nissan with the Frontier. I think people would be okay with that. I mean, the Frontier with the most recent refresh got uglier. So maybe Mazda come through with a better looking, tough pickup truck. That's a possibility. Could they do it with the Ridgeline and Honda? No, I think the Ridgeline is 1 foot in the grave at this point, unfortunately. But it seems to be that way. Honda could eventually make a BEV pickup truck, but I don't know. The market for that's very, very small. So I'm going to end it there. Let me know what you want from Mazda. Rotary engine sports cars. Do you want a pickup truck? I would love to have the Mazda 5 and MPV back. I don't think that's going to happen, but it looks like the Rotary is about 90% sure coming back. And it could be offered in multiple different models. And then the truck thing is about 50-50 at this point, even though I want it really badly. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more Mazda updates here on the channel. Have a great day. And if I hear anything about like groundbreaking on tariffs, I'll update you guys here on the channel as well. Have a great day. Peace.